All right, let's get started with a Django app. We want to see the first thing in creating Django app. Look at the directory where we want to put our app. At this moment, I have a Django directory created already, and then I have a virtual environment. Within it, I open this folder, my CMD, activate my virtual environment, scripts, activate. A lot of people have different methods of doing this, but the aim is just to activate the virtual environment, and that I've activated at the moment. All right, to get started with Django project, we use the command Django admin start project, and then project name. I'll call it lessons at the moment. Wait a couple of moments, and that should be created. And when that is done, it is done now. Let's cd into lessons. Meanwhile, if we go into our folder, we'll see that folder created already with the name lessons. Let me refresh this. I should see lessons. Here we have. So I can see the into lessons. I have lessons. If you have Visual Studio Code installed, you can open this in Visual Studio Code using the command code space dot. I'll do that. But you could do that still with any other code editor like Sublime or anyone, Atom. I'm using Visual Studio Code, my favorite code editor for programming. All right. Within a Django project, you have the project name as shown in capital letters, and then a folder is defaultly created with the same project name. I advise you don't touch it. That's the way I work. The aim is to get what you want. You have managed.py file. This is the most important file within a Django project, and it's where this file lies, actually your base directory. We'll come to understand what that means later on. If we open our lessons folder, we have our ini.py file, asgi.py, settings.py, urls.py, and then wsgi.py. Del.py file, meaning they're Python modules. Most times, outside the settings and the URLs file, we will not touch any of these until we want to get in production. Now, in our development settings, we just have to concern ourselves with these file settings at the moment. There are a lot of things. I'll quickly delete the comments here. A lot of stuff to be noted there, but as we walk along, we'll get to understand what this means. If we have any other app created, we'll add it to our installed apps. Apps in Django is simply what you will normally call a project, but Django has a way of simplifying its project by making your work modular. For example, if I have a big chunk of work, I create it into modules, and each module is advised to be represented as an app on its own. For example, let's say this lessons app is aimed at creating tutorials for different purposes. I would want to make one lesson app for Python. So to do that, I simply would create it. But before we go into creating an app, let's run this Django project first and see it running to make sure we got started with Django. I type the command python manage.py. That's the manage.py file we're talking about. Takes 5 exactly, and then run server. Boom, what do you have? Our server is running on the spot 127.0.0.1 column 8000. We have 18 unapplied migration. We get to understand what this means as we walk along. For the moment, let's see our Django project and that URL. Yes, we have Django running. That's how we get started with Django. This is Django default welcome page. Our app is running and running. I know this is not what you want to see when you get your app running, but then it shows your app is functioning perfectly. In the next video, we'll see how we get to create different apps or get to customize our own page on this same URL. Thank you.